going on, everybody? This is Lady Luck here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening to all of you. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. You guys see the new background, the new emoticon, a new profile. We're ramping it up. I gotta flip this around. I didn't know it was backwards. What's going on? What's going on, Skeeter and Mark? How y'all doing? I apologize for my lateness, you all. 10 people watching in. Make sure you're coming in, hitting that like button as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have a special guest again, Johnnie Walker Dread, that is going to be giving us the scoop on Rashad Richey. Apparently, he's done a lot of crazy, weird things. So we got to get to it. So I'm gonna get in some comments. What's going on, Francisca? How you doing? I think he is joint live streaming, I assume. So if you guys are coming in from Johnny's channel, welcome in. Welcome in. I'll be able to see your comments. What's going on, Sharon? How you doing? Hello to everyone. Thank you. Shout out to Artiste for creating the background. I just gave her the colors and I said, take that creativity and run with it. So StreamYard is so weird. I have to flip it back around again. So that means when I edit it, I have to flip it and then save it and upload it again. I didn't know it was backwards. So I have a purple tinge. You know, it's so crazy. I don't know why. I have like 3 different lights going on me. Maybe it's a beautiful hue or some sort. Does that mean I'm gonna hit the lottery? What's going on? Hey, Bougie Barbie, what's happening? How you doing? Hey, Cher. Shout out to my mods. Thank you all so much. Hey, B, this background looks good, but you have a purple tinge. I don't know what's the tinge. It could be the mystics of it all. I have a purple hint. I don't know why. I could be morphing into Barney. Who knows? I don't know why I have a tinge or anything. I haven't done. All I did was change the background. I promise you all. But it might be, adding to the ambiance. We have to bask in the ambiance. I don't know what's going on with that. So sorry if it looks purple, but I'm still here. If I pass out, though, get me some help. What's going on, Graham? How you doing, Fifth? What is Fifth? What's happening? I think you're coming over from Johnny's channel, right? So shout out to you, Graham. I look kind of dark. I don't know why. It's fine. Can y'all see me? I don't know why. I'm gonna tell y'all. I don't know why. Hold on, let me change the background. Maybe the backdrop is darker. If I can, it lets me. Hold on a second. I'm trying to change the background because I don't know why y'all can't see me. Overlay. See the logo. I can't change the background right now. I don't know why it's not letting me do it. You know what's so crazy? She did this artiste did a great job. She did this in 4K. I don't know why. It means fifth one. Oh. Oh, I get you, Graham. You're fifth? Are you? Yeah, I think you are. Don't include me in Johnny's chats. Yeah, you might be fifth. I can't change the background, you all. But I do have extra lighting. So hopefully that helps. But I don't know what's going on. Is that better? As long as y'all can see me, right? Okay, cool. It's fine. I just want to let you know. All right, good deal. Good deal. See, it's just a little dim in purple. Well, if I pass out, y'all just hit 911 and just tell them to follow the rainbow. Follow the purple hue. Is your top purple? No. Mm-mm. It's pink and white. Yeah, it's pink and white. Like you're in a shadow. Is it that bad? Yeah, they messing with me. I think they did. Background crystal clear. Yes, this is 4K, guys. RTs did a great job. 4K. That's awesome. What's going on, lady? How you doing? See me just fine. Okay, cool. Bananas expression, everybody. So we are gonna have a great discussion tonight regarding Rashad Richey. I'm not gonna keep you guys too long. So we're gonna bring up our special guest, Johnnie Walker Dread. He is here in the studio. So you guys show up some love. What's going on, Johnnie
Hey,
Walker?
how's
How
it
you doing?
going? How's it going? Glad to be back. This is
I
my third
know.
third time on your
Third
show.
time. Yeah, it is a pleasure to have you,
I must
and it
be
is
jumping right. You keep
absolute.
coming, having me come back.
Oh,
OU
there
number
you go.
one.
Oh, you okay now? How you doing? How's everything going? How was your evening, your weekend treating you so far?
It's doing pretty good. My team's won, so hey,
Nice.
that's all that
Okay.
matters.
That's all that matters. So we got a great show for you guys. Johnny's gonna lead us into Rashad Richey. So how you want to kick this off? The first thing you want to get to, we're not going to keep you guys too long. Make sure you guys, when you're coming in, you're engaging in the chat. Everybody speaks to everybody. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the Lady Luck Club and to Johnnie Walker Dread. And if I can get my moms to drop his YouTube channel in the chat, that would be absolutely fantastic. If you are a content creator, let us know. We'll drop your YouTube channel in the link as well. Want to give you some love and send some support your way. That's the best way to build up this YouTube community. So, hey, everybody. Skeeter Mark, how everybody doing? I hope Candia, how you doing? I just want to make sure I get everybody in. So, you guys ready? So, what? Just kind of give us some background on Rashad Richey,
Oh
because you have
boy,
a lot more knowledge than I do on him. And, we see him on TV. We know he's associated with the Young Turks. He has his show Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Richey. But give us some background information on that you discovered.
how much time you got? And I know we're limited time tonight, but um,
Yeah.
Rashad's background is far more
Mhm.
corrupt than Dr. Umar's.
Wow.
So this, and I'm going to warn everyone, this is not going to sound believable. I mean, I know halfway through you're going to be thinking, there's just no freaking way. These stories can't possibly be true, but they are. And so what I'm going to tell you is all documented, and it's mind blowing. So
Wow.
so let me go ahead and get started here, and
Okay.
I'm going to do this mostly chronologically,
Okay.
but and I sent you a whole bunch of links. I'm only going to have you show maybe a few of them. I'm going to try to
Okay.
make this just as verbal as I can.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
So
let me know which one you want to start with first,
yeah,
and
I'll
then
let
we
you
can
know.
pull it up. Okay.
Well, I'll
Go
just
ahead.
go ahead and start with the. I'm going to make most of this a narrative
Okay. Sounds
and
good.
just let you know what's going on here. So Rashad is from Atlanta,
Mhm.
and he essentially loves to talk about his very hard life. He was, I guess, given up for adoption,
Mhm.
basically to a foster family when I think he was in middle school. And
Mhm.
he started dealing drugs when he was probably late middle school and through high school. He's very proud of
Mhm.
that. It gives him street cred. And he will
Hmm.
tell this story about how, in long-winded 30-minute story about how he got into jail and stuff like that, no matter what the venue. So he's speaking to the National Society of Black Physicists, and he spends 30 minutes talking about himself, and people in the audience start to walk out
Wow.
because he's just a grade A narcissist. Umar has nothing on Rashad Richey when it comes to narcissism.
Are you
So,
kidding?
oh no, Rashad's off the charts.
Jesus.
Think
Oh
of a think
man.
of a think of a really nasty Michael Scott from The Office. Okay, so there you go.
Mm.
Okay,
Wow.
so
And he did
he
touch a
picks up
nerve or two.
yeah, so he picks up his first felon. Well, I shouldn't say first. It's his only felony conviction. I think he was 17 or 18 years old for aggravated assault. Now,
Okay.
that was later expunged, and a lot of people think, well, he's not a convicted felon, right? No, he's a
Mhm.
convicted felon. It's just that expungement in Georgia means that certain people can't access that record. So I have no
Mhm.
way of knowing what happened, but I
Okay.
do know that he does have a felony conviction from that time.
Okay.
And the reason why I know is because Andre Walker from Tulsa blogged about it, and then Rashad Richey threatened to sue him over it, not because it was inaccurate, but because of some minor thing, right? And
Oh my goodness.
and Rashad had to yank his lawsuit because he had no leg to stand on. Okay,
Yeah.
so Rashad is a street thug,
Wow.
uneducated, criminal
Okay.
record, felony conviction. And in 2005, he gets into trouble again. And I believe this was a battery, but he also starts getting involved in family violence. So, in other words, he has a girlfriend, and
Hmm.
the police, and one of the reports even says that they're kind of tired of going over to this apartment. So,
Wow.
Rashad has, and part of it was he kicked the door of his girlfriend's apartment in and then wouldn't leave. And it's just classic domestic violence, right? We hear about this all the
Right.
time.
Right.
Okay. Then he has a burglary conviction at some point. I don't know what year, but from 2005 through 2007, he's been in trouble a lot. Okay.
He's
And then in
burglary
2009, he
conviction.
gets into trouble
Jeez.
again. And
Okay.
around that time, he meets up, I don't know how to describe it, with a lady by the name of Gail Buckner. Now, she's a state senator in Georgia. Now, you may have heard of her. I don't know. So
I
she's a
don't.
big shot. State politics is about as high as you can get. And she takes Rashad under her wing and hires him as a consultant for $4,000 a month. Now, I don't know what he was doing for that money.
Wow.
I mean, he doesn't have a legitimate, education, no, right? And so she's paying him $4,000 a month. And in 2010, right about the time she starts paying him for this lobbying, or I don't know if it was lobbying, I don't know if it's consulting, sorry, he gets
Mhm.
into trouble again for a probation violation. And now he's looking at some serious jail time. So Gail actually goes to the judge and basically adopts, I mean, for all practical purposes, she convinces the judge that she'll make sure that Rashad stays out of trouble.
So
Okay.
like a
And go ahead.
guardian of some sort. He was released to her care or custody,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. Although he's, too old for this,
He
right?
said,
He's
I'm
not.
18.
But I
I'm like,
mean,
what?
evidently the judge looked at it and said, okay, if you're going to, keep tabs on this guy, whatever,
Hmm.
while he's in jail, she's still paying him. So he's making this money. And around that time also, she gives him a place to live. So she rents out a house to him. I have the address and everything. And I have a video on this, right? And
Right.
he's paying $800 a month for a 1,700 square foot home, 3 bedroom, 2 bath on a half acre lot, wooded lot, and everything, nice neighborhood, 800 a month. And she's paying him 4,000 a month. So of the 4,000, he has to give her back 800 to rent this house.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
Now, it gets weirder. It always gets stranger with Rashad. Okay.
Oh,
Because about a year later, um, she introduces him to a guy named Michael Burlon. Now,
okay.
I don't know if she introduced him to Michael, but
Hmm.
Michael hires Rashad. Michael is the chair of the Democratic Party in Georgia, and he hires Rashad as political director.
Okay. So he's still receiving the $4,000
No, I don't think so. I think
salary.
that I
Okay.
think
At
that
this
those
point, it's just a
so he
complete
shifts
job
over,
switch.
right? So
Okay.
he
Gotcha.
becomes the political director for the Georgia Democratic Party. He's got a felony conviction, numerous misdemeanors, some of them violent, and he has no discernible education, although I'll have to talk about that in a moment.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. So you have to think about this being the greatest deal you can possibly imagine.
You
You have done nothing but bad things your entire life, and all of a sudden, and now you've risen to a very high, prominent position in the Georgia Democratic Party, and
uh-huh.
you for doing what? Who knows? I don't
Yeah.
know. And Andre Walker asks, "What is it that Rashad has on you guys?"
Who
Right?
knows? And you know what?
Oh,
Just as while you speak on that, there was a question. Actually, there are a couple
mhm.
questions that was posed from a lady posed the first one. I'm trying to go back to it. Hold on a second. And shout out to all of you all in here. Welcome to my mods. Hey, Saint, happy birthday. Thank you for
I think
tuning in. We'll play the birthday song at the end. Um, so a lady asks, how did Dr. Richey get on JWD's radar?
because I was going into the race hustling thing and I came across one of his videos and he was talking about his education background, and listening to him talk, there was no way this guy is educated. I mean,
wow.
he's just too dumb. Well, I mean, the same vibes we get from Dr. Umar, right?
Right.
Don't you get the idea that
Yeah.
he got a doctorate? Really?
Yeah, it's a con artist.
but Rashad's academic fraud goes way deeper than Umar's. I mean, to the point where it would take a novel, it would take a full big book to write about it.
Okay.
Graham asked, by the way, if Judge Borowski had sentenced Rashad, would we have this problem? Borowski, I believe he's talking about the Theodore Edgecombe trial, but I would just want to say that Graham is a bona fide expert on this. Some of my subscribers know more than I do, and they have invested hundreds of hours. So it's a very, very learned subscriber base when it comes to Rashad.
Shout out to Graham. Thank you for the $5 super as well. I appreciate it. Listen, I am learning with the rest of you all here about Rashad Richey. He is the gentleman, the individual that you see on YouTube under his show called Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Richey. And he basically is a subcomponent of the Young Turks. So that is another YouTube channel where they do more so political commentary. And I think he has his angle comes more from a cultural stance. So he features like, when someone is attacked by the police and is, excessive force and, they're Black or African American, that's kind of what he highlights and features on his segments primarily. I don't watch him like that. So I don't even know the last video I've ever seen he's put out, and I stopped following the Young Turks a long time ago. So this is a great opportunity to learn more about Rashad Richey. Who knew? Because he's definitely well dressed and well poised on his channel, but the background is something else. So, all right.
And you saw his mugshot where he's got the blood of his victim all over him.
We got the thumbnail. That is a thumbnail. So you guys can see the mugshot photo is also a post on my channel, and I'm using it as a thumbnail for this video. So this stuff you can't make up, right? And I get it. He might be embarrassed about it, but these are the things that, if you're going around and perpetuating yourself to be a doctor and you're saying you have all these accolades and degrees, I mean, you can only go so far with that when it's not true, when it's not factually accurate. So
he's gone pretty far.
Yeah, it's like
I'm trying to slow that down a little.
But cool. So you can pick up where you left off about, he has this criminal record and now he's under the Democratic Party here in the state of Georgia. What else happened after that?
Well, it gets really bad. Okay, so right now at this point you might be thinking, okay, he's got a criminal record, but you can't blame him for taking these jobs. He saw a great opportunity and took them, right? Okay, so Michael Burlon has given him a job and by the way, Michael Burlon decides to go ahead and loan him his car. So Rashad is tooling around in Michael's SC430 Lexus. He's got a car. He's got a car from the political director. I'm sorry, from the chairman. And of course, he's still renting this house from Gail Buckner for almost nothing. Okay. So how is he going to repay them for their gratitude? Get ready. And so for Michael Burlon, I have you a DUI link I sent you. Can you post that? Can you play that video? Because we're going to find out how he repays Michael Burlon for his help. Do you see it in there?
I'm looking for it. I'm looking. DUI. Yes.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay. Hold on. Let me pause it. Pause. Okay. So let's go ahead and share this. Hold on 1 second. We're about to share this video.
I always struggle with this.
It's something else. So you guys make sure you go and check out Johnnie Walker Dre's YouTube channel here. Give his videos a thumb up and watch. This is Rashad Richey's prior DUI is hilarious. It was a maniac, so dumb. You don't mince words at all, and I love it. I'm the same way. So yes, I realize that the backdrop here is in full daylight. So we're gonna check this out. You guys make sure you put a 1 in the chat. If you can see and hear. Let's get to hold on. Do we have another question? What's going on, G Matt? Doesn't Trump have convictions? Yeah, he's also the president. I don't think that makes it right either.
We're not talking about Trump.
Yeah. I don't do politics here like that here either. I'm just,
I'm not MAGA. Okay, I'm not a Trump fan, so I don't want to hear that crap.
So Johnnie is not a MAGA fan, and I am an independent. I'm A for America. So I keep the politics out of it here. In the LLC. But thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your question. All right, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see in here. Let's go.
SUV and reach this point right before an intersection. Right behind you is a police cruiser. At that moment, a black Lexus dashes out of the parking lot, crosses into your lane, and plows into your left front. Now that's pretty bad. No one likes being hit. The police cruiser behind you immediately turns on its emergency lights. Being midnight, the emergency lights light up the area for miles. So you figure you'll get out of your SUV, shake your fists at the driver, the cop will tell you to calm down, he'll write down his report, and you'll go home to cry to your insurance company. But no, the Lexus takes off with the police car in hot pursuit. Let's follow along in the police cruiser.
This is so cool.
Here, the Lexus pulls over and the driver is drunk as a skunk. Worse, he's driving on a suspended license. Guess who? That's right. The inebriated maniac is none other than our good friend Rashad Richey, host of the Young Turks Indisputable show and a grade A narcissist and con man. Well, it turns out that on top of all that, Rashad Richey has been a very, very bad boy. We will now read the police report.
Oh my God.
And given that it involves a smashed Rashad Richey, you know it's going to be freaking hilarious. Hello out there. I am trying to get through it.
With cold, blunt analysis cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's time for the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
I originally planned this for one of my local lawyer series, but Rashad is not a lawyer and never will be because there's no chance in hell he could ever pass the bar. However, I retained my local gangster memes because they seem to fit. Now, this incident happened in 2014. Rashad will try to convince you that this was in the faraway past. I don't consider 10 years that long ago. At 33 years of age, he certainly knew better.
Right.
So let's get this show on the road. The screen captures of the original police report turned out to be too blurry to show, so I have transcribed them word for word. If you don't trust me and you want to see the original report, I have it linked in the description below. Okay. One more thing. The officer isn't exactly Shakespeare, but I left the issues with sentence structure and such intact.
On November 11th, 2014, at approximately 2011 hours, I, Officer CS, Thornton / Officer B, Smith, Field Training, was patrolling in my marked police vehicle when I witnessed a hit and run in front of 343 Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard Southwest. I was driving behind a 2014 GMC Yukon belonging to Taylor Gay going southbound when a 2006 Lexus SC430 belonging to Michael Burton, but driven by Ollie Richey driving northbound, ran into the front left grille of Mr. Gay's vehicle. Mr. Richey backed up and proceeded to avoid my marked patrol vehicle and traveled northbound away from the scene. He began to drive away from the accident, which insisted that he cut around the marked occupied police vehicle with all emergency equipment activated.
Loco! Huh? No.
Oh my God. This is like the Dukes of Hazzard, except at midnight. And Bo Duke is being played by a heavily inebriated race-baiting braggart who just broke the law. And as you'll see, Bo here doesn't escape. But other than that, it's just like the Dukes of Hazzard.
He drove till the intersection of Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard Southwest and Ferris Street Southwest and stopped his vehicle. I got out of my vehicle and approached Mr. Richey. He tried to step out of the vehicle, but was unsuccessful due to immobility from being intoxicated. I next physically detained Mr. Richey in order to investigate this situation further. I asked to conduct a DUI test on Mr. Richey because while stepping out of the vehicle, I smelled an alcoholic beverage on his breath, and he had glassy eyes and the inability of his mobile skills. Mr. Richey refused the DUI test.
Can you refuse a DUI test in Georgia? Yes, but it involves a mandatory suspension of your license for 1 year. More on that later.
However, when I asked him if he had been drinking, he confessed he had been drinking.
As Rashad will always tell his listeners, it's always a good idea to talk to the cops. If you're drunk, the best way to handle it is to tell the cop that you're drunk, because the cop is your friend. The more helpful you are in his investigation, the more he will help you in court.
He's such a good guy, Your Honor. I can't in good conscience take the stand against him.
Remember, Rashad claims to have a Juris doctorate. He doesn't.
It's more like, zany or goofy.
Afterwards, he argued he sustained a head concussion and suddenly fainted full unconscious. Mr. Richey fell to the ground and hit his head on the concrete and was not alert but breathing.
And he was driving, and he hit another car, and he fled from the cops? Don't worry. Of all the injuries that Rashad can sustain, a head injury would probably pose the least concern. In fact, a good solid whack to the cranium might tone him down a little bit. And no, I'm not asking anybody to do something like that.
Exactly.
By the way, fainted full unconscious means he passed out. I mean, this dude was loaded. I've been pretty drunk in my lifetime. I'm Scottish. But passing out while standing up?
I called Grady to the scene to assess his situation because he was not responding to verbal commands. Before Grady arrived, Mr. Richey became alert and was asking what happened and if the other driver, Mr. Gay, was okay from the accident.
Okay, that was nice of him. Doesn't make up for tearing up his car, but I'll credit him for it.
Next, as EMTs continued to provide first aid backboard neck brace, he assumed that someone hit his vehicle and drove off. He was not assuming fault for the accident that was witnessed.
Naturally.
He wanted to know if we knew what vehicle hit him.
Do you realize how drunk he was? Once he came to, he thought it was the other guy who ran into him and fled the scene. He completely blacked out the police chase.
Hey, I'm the most local person in here.
I hope that it was a lot of alcohol, because if he got this lit up on a 12-pack, then I've lost even more respect for him, if that's possible. But oh, it gets better.
Grady assessed him, and he was placed in the patrol car, and his handcuffs were double locked and checked for tightness. During my investigation, I was trying to obtain information about Mr. Richey to begin the report. I asked Mr. Richey for his date of birthday, and he responded, lawyer.
Wow. They tried to pry that date of birth out of him, but he was too clever for him. They asked him, have you been drinking? And he says,
Yep.
he sings like a canary when it comes to incriminating testimony, but he pleads the fifth when they ask him for when he was born. You can't make this up.
Garfield. Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm the local one.
The weird part is that he has to tell them his date of birth. There is no Fifth Amendment protection for that. This is the same guy who claims a Juris doctorate. He doesn't have one. And how well did his strategy pay off? Not too well. His date of birth is on the ticket.
I was unable to obtain any information from Mr. Richey at that time period, although he advised multiple times that he works for Clayton County Sheriff's Department, and later finding out he is the chief lobbyist for the noted department.
Oh, so he's pulling the "do you know who I am" bit. He thinks that he can get out of trouble if he tries to pass himself off as a law enforcement employee. The worst part is that I distinctly remember Rashad chastising the hell out of a town official because she informed an officer of her public authority. But it's okay if he does it.
I was able to look up Mr. Richey on Horizon database and found out that this was not the first time that he charged/convicted for driving under the influence.
Uh-oh. The dude is a degenerate drunk. It's one thing to have a second DUI if you're slightly buzzed. It can happen. This dude fell into an alcoholic stupor, drove into another car, fled from the police, and he had prior DUIs? Let's go back to that DUI test waiver. In Georgia, if you refuse the breathalyzer, you lose your license for 1 year, as I said before. However, if you have prior DUI convictions, you lose your license for 3 years. But it gets better.
While attending to Mr. Richey at the intersection of Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard Southwest and Ferris Street Southwest, I advised another officer to locate Mr. Gay and check for injuries and damage. Officer Moore was able to locate Mr. Gay and obtain his status. I was able to meet up with Mr. Gay and he stated that he was okay. Mr. Gay's vehicle had slight damage, but was still operable for him to drive. The vehicle Mr. Richey was driving in was not his, but a friend named Michael Burlon.
So Rashad wasn't even driving his own car. He smashed up his friends.
That was local, but not in an entertaining way.
And
Like the Key and Peele reference.
so who's Michael Burlon? He's the chair of the Democratic Party, the one who loaned Rashad Richey his car. And then about 2 years later, Michael Burlon would go to the federal pen for stealing $2 million from his clients. He's a crook.
Wow.
So, yeah. I mean, he was taking money from his clients, telling them that he's going to use that money, put it in escrow for them, and then he'd just go spend it. And so, years go down the road, and his clients would say, okay, I've got that money, right? Nope. It's gone.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But, okay, so Rashad tore up Michael's car, but he got off lightly because Gail Buckner's going to pay a bigger price for trusting Rashad Richey. Okay, remember,
and she was senator, right? She was a senator.
She's a state senator. She, at this point now, in this point of the story, she is no longer, but she's renting this house for $800 a month. Okay. But there's one small problem. Rashad decides he's not going to pay her, so he starts squatting on the property. In fact, he never pays her for a single month.
What? How many months did he live there?
It took 2 years.
Get out of here. What is going on?
Okay. So Gail Buckner sues Rashad Richey, and I have read the lawsuit on my channel. Don't tell me out there in viewer land that I'm making this up. I even give you the actual URL to the government document where you can read the lawsuit for yourself. Rashad not only didn't pay her any rent, when she finally got him out, he went into the house and he had tore the hell out of it. He tore up the walls, he tore up the ceilings and the floors, the cabinets. $38,000 in damages.
What?
And she had to fumigate. So there was probably roaches all over the place.
So he's nasty too, and he's not paying bills.
Yeah. This is the woman who gave him his start. She hired him at $4,000 a month for doing basically nothing. Basically gave him a sweetheart deal on a house, and he totally burned her.
That is madness. He doesn't care. He's a complete narcissist.
I have an email from Gail Buckner. She was asked, did he ever pay you? No. Well, it turns out that after he lost the lawsuit, he tried to hide the money around, but her lawyers found it. And so they were able to go into his bank account and start to draw from it. So I think she might have gotten her money after all, although she wasn't awarded the full amount. The reason why is because you have to prove that it was Rashad that tore up the house, and it wasn't a pre-existing condition. She probably couldn't do that. So she didn't win all of it, but she did get some money from him. And in the lawsuit, it says that he's done everything in his power to try to delay this process, to basically make it as hard as possible to sue him. But that's how he paid her back for her generosity. So all you out there in viewer land, now what do you think of Rashad Richey?
Oh my God, he is horrible. He is horrible. This is and I'm trying to get the actual link to post in for the court documents, because that's my,
I
fun
can
to
send you all
add.
these links
Okay.
later if you want. But I also have a video.
Absolutely.
One of my more recent videos, probably with only about the last month, is the rent deal. And it has a picture of the house. Pretty nice place. Really is.
And he
I
just
figured it
tore
was
it up.
probably about $1,400 a month normally, but he was paying $800. So yeah.
And sometimes you can Google the address and it will give you like a market rate, or if it's out rented, it'll actually post up with the monthly.
I got it off
rent.
nd.com.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the actual address. Now I don't post the address itself because some of Rashad Richey's fans can be,
Yeah, a bit much, but I mean, just it can give you, if you're researching it, it can give you like if you go on homes.com or something like that, it could give you actually what the market rate would be for rent if it's being rented out. So if it's $1,400 a month and he was only paying $8, that's a little over half. It's like, why? Just
well, think about it.
pay her the money for the house. Like, give her the rent money. What is going on? You get $4,000 a month. Pay her the rent money. You're not paying for car payments because you're driving someone else's car. He basically has this stuff handed to him in life. You know, people don't get breaks like that. He just abused these people.
Okay, so, and by the way, he had a suspended license on that last DUI because he wasn't paying his child support to a girl, to his baby, who he claimed wasn't his. They had to actually force him to undergo a paternity test for them to finally say, this is your kid. And they made him pay child support, but he wasn't paying it. So they took his license from him. That's why he was driving on a suspended license, plus the prior DUI. So,
man. Oh my God. I just, when you see his YouTube channel and you see him talking and stuff, you would not think. And I mean, on average, like people you see on YouTube, you don't think to just, let me just do all this background information on them. You wouldn't think until they say something where it doesn't line up. And that seems to be what happened here. Because I've seen a couple questions and comments about it. But at the end of the day, people aren't perfect. No one is saying that, we're better than anyone else. It's just when you are a public figure and you're talking about someone that has, hundreds of thousands to millions of followers, and then he makes this statement that he has a Juris doctorate degree and he doesn't. Why?
That's
going to spark a lot of questions. So that can lead to people look into his background and say, oh, I didn't know he had a Juris doctorate. It's not something he says often, but if he says something like that, that's, purporting false statements and being deceptive. Why would you say you have a law degree and you don't? So that's what leads to people having to do some research on him. Here's what we got. We got a treasure trove of information just so that people can understand.
There's a few things you have to know about Rashad. One, he lies so effortlessly. I mean, you've encountered people, right, that just can just lay it out. The other one is narcissism is beyond anything that I think anybody in the viewer charts even understands. Everything is all, I mean, he creates fake journals and then writes fake articles about himself and publishes them. I mean, pretty bad. And you saw the bumper stickers, right? The Richey swag. He has a website called RicheySwag.com where he sells bumper stickers that proclaiming that Rashad Richey, you're not to be messed with.
Right.
So yeah. Okay. So now the thing about it is, what about his academic background? Because I mean, he must have told Gail and Michael that he had something, right?
Right.
Well, in 2002, he claimed a bachelor's degree from the American College of Theology. a bachelor's degree in counseling. Can you imagine Rashad Richey? Keep in mind, this is only 4 years after his felony conviction, right? So he claims a bachelor's degree in counseling from American College of Theology. And then 2 years later, he claims a master's degree in theology from the American College of Theology. So he probably must have told Gail and Michael that he had these degrees.
Right.
There is no such university.
Oh, God.
The American College of Theology, which later changed its name to the American Metaphysical College of Theology, is a classic diploma mill. You can purchase a bachelor's degree for $189 at that time. For
Good Lord.
$209, you could get a master's, and for $249, you can get a PhD. And all you had to do was send in something, and they would send you your degree back. Rashad is so ashamed of it that now he wouldn't even post it on his LinkedIn. So if you go to his LinkedIn, he doesn't list it anywhere. But his old bios from his old jobs, like WAOK, mentions these degrees, right? So he's hoping that nobody finds out about them. I found out about them, and I researched the college. The problem with the American College of Theology, as opposed to all of his other diploma mills, is that it's a known diploma mill. If you go to a list of diploma mills, list of known diploma mills in Google, it's listed there. So that's a big embarrassment, right? He can't hide that one. I mean, even a simple Google search tells you there is no such university. So
this is insane.
Oh, but it's far, far more insane than that. Oh, this is nothing. People get these
I had no
fake
idea.
degrees all the time, right?
I
Most
was
of the
just trying to-
time, you use it to like impress your friends. You might try to get a job with it, you know, in which case in a lot of states that's a crime. But okay. So he gets these degrees, and I am sure that he told Gail and Michael about them, and that they probably bought into it.
Oh my
But
God.
it gets wild, because in around 2016, this is right after the DUI, he uncovers the California University FCE, Foreign Credit Evaluation Company. All right. Oh boy, are you ready for
Okay,
this?
say that one more time for me. Say that one more time. The
California University Foreign Credit Evaluation.
foreign credit evaluation.
Okay, so let me explain. This is going to take a little bit of time.
Okay.
I got to explain this, okay? Because a lot of people don't know about this. But
Okay.
if you're getting a degree from like France, or let's say you're getting a Russian degree, and you try to get a job in the United States, the employer may not have ever even heard of this university, but it may be very much legit, right? Like the University of the Sorbonne in France,
Okay.
esteemed university, right? But the employer may not have heard of it. So what you could do is you could turn over your transcripts to this foreign credit evaluation. They go through the university's websites, they pull down the curriculum, they check the units and all that, and they will issue a certificate saying that this is equivalent to like Yale's bachelor's degree or whatever.
Okay.
Right. So then you could take that to the employer and say, yeah, you may never heard of this university, but I have an FCE credential from it. And they can say, oh, good. Okay, great.
Okay.
Then a real estate developer in Los Angeles thought, you know what? Forget creating fake universities. The real money is to create a fake FCE. And so he sets up the California University FCE, and the guy is named Dr. Louis Amarcelo. His wife runs a preschool.
Okay.
Okay. And so if you send your diploma to him for a fee, $500, $1,000, I don't know, he will then give a little certificate that you can now go to your employer and say, yeah, this is some university in the Honduras that's actually its latitude and longitude is out in the Pacific Ocean, but you know, it's still it's legit. The California University FCE is credentialed it, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, there is a picture I sent you in your email that shows a really big, tall, beautiful building. Can you kind of pull that up?
Is it white? Tall? Like a white building with two trees in the front?
No, it's like a skyscraper, like a mini skyscraper.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm scrolling through.
It's pretty big there. It should be towards the bottom.
The only one I see is the white building, and then there's a little yellow house.
Okay, well, see,
There's
if you
ID, personal ID.
if you just go to the website cufce.org, I think that the link is in that email I sent you. It's cufce.org, I think, and the picture will show up immediately.
Oh yes, California University. Okay, so let me pull that up here, so
I
that
can tell you right away if it's the right one.
Yep, I'm gonna pull that up. There we go.
Okay, there it is. Okay. Oh, you were right. It is kind of wide. I didn't realize it. Okay. So
okay.
Does this look like it was designed by a kid back in 1990? Right.
Yeah, look at this.
Mhm.
Y'all look at the buttons on here. Search link, free
Yeah.
online classes, NECS program. All of them in different colors, random fonts. I mean, it looks overloaded. Whoever did the programming on this is something that you can learn in 6th grade to
The
do. Look at
font
this link.
selections are all over the place. It's horrible. But if you see that building, okay,
that looks like the Richard B. Russell building.
What's that?
This looks like the Richard B. Russell building.
It's pretty nice, ain't it?
Yeah.
When you see that building, you think this is a pretty big operation, right?
Right.
And that's actually in Irvine, California. I know the address and everything about it. But if you go to the FAQ, and you don't have to do this, but if you go to the FAQ and say, can I drop off my stuff in person? They say, no. You may be thinking of coming over to our headquarters, but don't you even think about that. No. We want you to mail them to us. And they give you the mailing address. Now go to your mail and look for the long Google link. You see, it's like a really long Google link. It's for Google Maps. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Click on it.
Okay. You got to be kidding me.
California University FCE. That's the mailing address where you send your transcripts. And guess what it is?
What?
Preschool.
Oh my God, the lady used her preschool for this.
Yep.
And she's not in prison.
To a preschool and remember, Dr. Lewis's wife runs a preschool, and this is it.
Y'all,
the
look
Beverly
at this.
Hills Resource Corporation. Okay.
Infant preschool, kindergarten. They got the license number on the outside. What in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all see this?
If you go to the California Department of Education, it's registered as a preschool that serves grades 9 through 12. And obviously they don't care. They don't look at those things very carefully. Right.
What?
But yeah, this is where your transcripts go to get confirmed. So Louis Armosolo has got it figured out. Running a diploma mill is hard. Well, it's not that hard, right? A lot easier than running a real school. But if I can get $500 for just telling somebody, yeah, your degree that you got is good, that's the easiest money there ever was.
My God. So, okay. They're sitting here using this preschool to verify credentials.
Oh, but it gets worse. It always gets worse. If you can go back,
like the biggest organized crime I've ever seen.
If you go back to your email, there's 2 links.
Okay.
And there's, let's see. There's one for the CUFCE, and then right below it is another one. And I'll show you how Lewis decides that he's going to make even more money easier. If you can find it.
Is it I see this badge here.
Oh,
is that it?
You could actually post that up. That would be funny.
No, okay. This work ID, United States professional ID. Am I looking in the wrong area? Do I need to scroll up?
Yeah, it should be. I could tell you what.
What does it come under? What does
I
it
could
start
just
with?
email it to you right now if you like. I mean, it'll only take me just a quick second.
Yeah.
Um,
Y'all, we're doing this in real time. You guys know how I do. I'll pull up information, videos, receipts in real time so that you all can see. No one needs to make this up. And if you want, let me drop the link here of what I'm looking at between so that you guys can go and check it out for yourself. Because this is insane. That's that cufce.org. And here is the Google Maps.
okay, so here it
Let's
comes.
go to a daycare. Oh my Lord.
Okay, I just sent it to you, so you should get it in any second now.
Okay. So
just click on the link, and I'm going to show you how Dr. Luis Omorsolo has made this even easier to make money.
Okay, let me give it a couple of seconds. This it hasn't refreshed yet.
Oh, by the way, somebody says, I bet Rashad Richey isn't his real name. His real name is Ali Rashad Richey. Ali Rashad Richey.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. I don't follow him like that either, but to see this and to see that he would go through these lengths to perpetuate this type of scheme, I'm not understanding why this has not been investigated already.
I don't know.
This
and I
is
don't know
insane.
why the Young Turk keeps him around.
I mean, this is, I mean, it's starting to look like some sort of criminal syndicate of some sort. You have, you mentioned something of him moving money from the attorney when the lady filed the Georgia senator filed the lawsuit. Did he move money from one account to another? Because that would be money laundering, wouldn't it be?
Well, he's trying to keep them from being able to attach his wages and all that. I don't know how much work was involved in that, but she did finally was able to attach. And there you go. Now, what are these? These are affiliated institutions. And if you travel down, if you just scroll slowly down, you'll see that the names of these universities are whacked. And the first one that you see, well, not the first one, it says the Asia Pacific School of Business. Well, gee, I wonder where Rashad Richey goes to get his PhD in physics. It's the Asia Pacific School of Business. And what's the next one? University of the Pacific, Universidad del Pacifico. Where did Rashad Richey get his, I think it was a master's in psychology? University of Pacific. And by the way, there is a real University of the Pacific. It's a very prestigious university in California, in Stockton, but that's not the same one. And then if you scroll down a little bit
Colombia,
more,
in another country, in Colombia.
Yeah. But actually, that's not even the one, but it's another story. Look at Yale University. Instead of Yale, it's Yale University. You want to click on the link? Click on the link and you'll see what Yale University looks like.
It says can't reach this page.
That's right. It doesn't have a web page.
Oh my Lord. That's like FDMG with Umar. He doesn't have a school link. You can't make this up. You can't make this up, y'all. I'm telling you all. I don't care. You can still watch him. I just want to be clear on this. I don't tell people to stop supporting someone. If you watch Rashad Richey and you like him and you want to keep watching him, do whatever you want. I don't pay your mortgage. But understand, when there is legitimate facts and proof out here to show this guy is not, he's not authentic. This is someone that is purporting to have degrees, that is sitting here saying they had a Juris Doctor degree, that's saying he's got a master's degree, bachelor's degree. He's got all these degrees from these schools where you can't even get on the website. You can't make this up.
Going back, and I'll show you.
Register to an infant preschool.
Oh, and by the way, I should be clear. He didn't claim a degree from Yale College. I'm just showing you that these listings, these are all diploma mills. A lot of them don't have working websites. Let's see here.
This-
The other one, like Prowess University. Who
Prowess
named the
University.
university Prowess University?
They
Right?
just made up schools.
You know what it reminds me of? If you ever see some of the Chinese restaurants from people who come over and they don't know the English language, they Good Eats restaurant and Wonderful Food restaurant.
Right.
These kind of take on
simple, basic
the
stuff.
same kind of dealio. And let's see what else we got here.
I see another University of the
The
Pacific.
Pacific, yeah. Why not? There's
Oh
a
my
Panamanian
God.
one. Oh, there's one there. UNEM, Universidad Empresarial de Costa Rica. Another Rashad Richey diploma mill, right? He got his master's in physics from there, supposedly. Der
Let me click on
Spiegel.
that.
Yeah, it that one probably works. Nope.
It doesn't.
Never mind.
Oh my God. Do any of the links work? Yeah, this is something else. You can't make this up. These
Okay,
links
so
aren't
let
even
me
going
go-
to good schools.
I got to tell you the story about UNEM. UNEM at one time was a real university and was always in real trouble financially. And then somebody absconded with a lot of their money and they ended up going bankrupt. So they decided, rather than teaching, which is expensive, why don't we just sell our degrees? And so they created this UNEM, Universidad del Empresario, and they just started selling diplomas. And then it turns out that Der Spiegel went and investigated them, went to their address, and found just a house with a lady living there, and she didn't know anything about the university. Right? So, and again, this is one where Rashad Richey got one of his degrees.
This is insane. He's making up schools and degrees. And I mean, you're talking about one of them going to someone's home, to their private residence. He's just picking out addresses and putting it down.
Yeah, I saw an actual picture of the actual university. It's a very nice house, but it's in like Costa Rica, or maybe it's in the Honduras. These are almost all foreign entities, right? Because they're hard to investigate.
Exactly. That's all I'm about to say. No oversight on this. None.
Oh, no.
But now that the information's out there, I mean, why isn't it being investigated now? He's listing private homes in other countries with poor defenseless people not able to like really, try to fight something like that from happening. You got your personal address being used by some clown for a school address that doesn't even exist. So people are showing up at this woman's house. If they wanted to go and find out the building, they showing up at her home.
Well, she didn't even know about the university. I don't know. So, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And Der Spiegel, by the way, is a big magazine out of Germany. It's like maybe their largest. Like Time Magazine is here. Okay. Yeah. Have I tried the Wayback Machine for any links? Yeah, I could do that. I think I've established the fraud in his academic background so thoroughly that there's little need for it. But so let me go back to where Rashad is in terms of his degrees. So about the time, and keep in mind, he lies about everything. So on LinkedIn, you can't trust the years stuff. He says in 2016 I got, but you can't trust any of it, right? So his first degree that he gets from this fake deal is from the École Euro-American University. Euro-American University, headquartered in Uganda. Okay. And
you can't make this up.
Euro-American University is headed by a man named John Kersey. He's a very noted far-right winger out of the UK, and he claims 50 degrees. 50. I mean, I showed you a picture. I think I sent it to you. You don't have to play it or show it, but it shows all of his degrees afterwards. And it's like a long paragraph of all of his claimed degrees.
Jeez.
Okay. So this is where Rashad Richey gets his bachelor's degree in psychology.
Umar 2.0, except worse.
And then he begins, the next thing he gets is he gets a PhD from the Schofield Seminary. And this is where it gets really weird.
I'm I'm
Okay.
just in disbelief. I just can't believe that someone like that just went out of his way to everything about him is just screaming fraudulent right now. Is his name even real?
Okay, I'm going to write
Okay,
you the
okay.
apology letter to Umar saying that I thought that you were the freakiest, craziest, wacky person around, but my apologies. I am so sorry.
I'm not apologizing to Umar Johnson. I will not do that.
Oh, I'm
Is
sorry.
that somebody that's worse than him?
It
This
gets
is
far worse.
ridiculous.
This is so far. This is nothing. It gets worse.
Okay.
So he gets his PhD from the Schofield Seminary, and I looked up the address. It's a small church in Modesto. Okay,
Oh,
I mean it's a small little tiny church. Okay, and it's actually owned by a man named Kenny Rhodes, and you can go on to YouTube and you can listen to Kenny Rhodes. He's got a lot of YouTube videos out. He's a whack job. Okay, and he's a far right wing whack job.
wow.
And so Rashad Richey gets his PhD from there, and you can buy his PhD if you go to Gren Verlag in Germany and pay for it. Now, whoever publishes a PhD that you have to pay for, right? But I got my hands on a copy of it. But when you read it, it's far right wing. Rashad Richey is not a right winger.
Very good. Not at all.
Who wrote it? Kenny Rhodes.
Kenny Rhodes wrote that.
So now I don't have proof that Kenny wrote it, but if Rashad wants to claim it, then he's going to have to explain why it's anti-Islamic, why his views are so anti-Islamic, homophobic. There's all kinds of right-wing stuff in there. And I would like to ask Rashad, is this your PhD dissertation? Because I have some questions for you. Right? Okay. So I hammer the Schofield Seminary and I make fun of it, showing everybody that it's not a real university. After that, Rashad changes the listing to say that it's Ad Undum Western Orthodox University. What that means is, while it's technically from the Schofield Seminary, he did his work for Western Orthodox University. But Western Orthodox University is headed by John Kersey. And it's a famous diploma mill. So why is Rashad
degrees on here?
I think Rashad's trying to throw me off the track. Like, oh, you made fun of a scope. Well, that's not where I really got it. I got it from Western Orthodox. Yeah, but
it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's fraudulent. You're buying degrees. I'm looking at the list of degrees you sent, and I'm looking at degrees I've never heard of.
Oh, yeah. Well, you never heard of any of these universities. Now, if you go to Rashad's LinkedIn, all of a sudden the Schofield PhD disappeared. It's gone. So who gets a PhD, posts it on LinkedIn, and then takes it down?
Someone has got something to hide.
Something to hide. And by the way, when he gets his PhD at the Schofield Seminary, in the same year, he claims a PhD from the Business University of Costa Rica in policy and religion. He gets 2 PhDs in the same year.
Then that's not possible, Rashad Richey. It's not possible to get 2 PhDs in the same year. No, dude. What?
But what's the other name for the Business University of Costa Rica? Universidad de Empresario. It's the same university as the other one. It's just he wrote it up as another name. It's the same institute. So he's claiming so far a bachelor. He's got a master's in one. He's got a bachelor's. He's got 2 PhDs. But it gets weirder.
I'm here for it. We've been weird on this dude for 40 minutes. I am here for it. Don't give me all you got.
Yeah. By the way, let me know if we're running out of time. I don't want to keep us up late, but
yeah, we got about a good 20 minutes left. So you guys,
it's
tune in because this is something else.
Okay. So at this point here, around 2016, Rashad decides to get a real degree, and so he enrolls in the Beulah Heights University in Atlanta. It's a bottom of the barrel, worst college in Georgia, but it's real. It's a real college.
Okay.
And he supposedly gets a Bachelor of Arts in religion of some sort. It's a religious school. Now,
Okay.
I have no evidence that it's fake. As far as I can tell, it's a legitimate
I think it's
bachelor.
a legitimate school.
Why
Yeah.
would you get a bachelor's degree when you already have 2 PhDs? I
PhDs.
don't know. But evidently, I mean, at this point, he kind of recognizes that he's got a whole fraudulent deal and he's going to try to get a real degree. He then gets an MBA within 1 year of finishing up at Beulah Heights. That's a pretty accelerated MBA. I mean, you're looking at 2 years, right? Okay. I have no proof that his MBA at Beulah Heights is fraudulent. It may be real, it may not be. I don't trust anything he says.
Not at all. He has 2 PhDs. Why go back and get a bachelor's or MBA? That's going backwards.
But here's where things get a little funky.
Okay.
Right.
No boy.
He enrolls in the graduate college at Clark Atlanta, which you probably heard about, okay?
Yeah.
In the EDD program. But here's the problem.
Okay.
You cannot get into Clark Atlanta unless you have a degree. But he hasn't completed his Bachelor of Arts degree yet. So he's probably using one of his fake degrees to get in, which means that anything that he's going to get from Clark Atlanta should be taken from him. But okay. Now, he gets into the EDD program and he writes up this dissertation and they pass him. His advisor's name is Chike Okua, although Chike pronounces his name differently in different videos. I mean, and his real name I forget his real name, but that's not his real name, right?
Wow.
Okay. Rashad Richey's EDD is the worst manuscript I have ever reviewed or even looked at. So he wants to get this easy doctorate. I mean, why would you need to get an educational doctorate if you got really 2 PhDs by now, Rashad? Right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. But he gets an advisor. He writes up this EDD, but there's a problem. What is that letter I told you that they all hate? Not the N word. What is it? Remember?
Refresh my memory.
The E word. The E word. Effort.
Yeah. Of course, no effort.
Did you not notice that with Umar? Umar, it's all about getting an advanced degree at the easiest way possible. So what happens is Rashad, he wants to write his EDD on the America's College Promise Act, which was proposed by Barack Obama, and it failed. He finds a paper written by Lee Jansen, who wrote about the problems with trying to get this thing passed, the America's College Act, okay? And her writing is in the present tense, meaning she's talking about the difficulties of getting it passed right now.
Okay.
Rashad writes the same on the same topic. And he quotes her 17 times. And in fact, it's very clear that he's leaning on her manuscript for pretty much all of the theoretical basis. And in the title, and I sent you the pictures of this, in the title of his educational doctorate, he mentions how hard it's going to be to get it passed when it had already been defeated. His educational doctorate is all about complaining why the Republicans wouldn't pass that act. But his title talks about the difficulty of getting it passed. He's lean. Oh my God. Okay, so let me go ahead.
Because he couldn't use the correct present past tense in his documents, and he didn't even pay attention to that, seems like.
Oh gosh. I'll have to see if I don't want to spend any let's see here.
It's crazy.
Okay, I'll pass up on this, but at any rate, he's found this other person who has done the heavy lifting for him. And so he writes up this EDD. Now, who is this Like Jansen? Is she a esteemed scholar? No. Bright person. I liked her
Right.
manuscript. She's an undergraduate. This was a capstone project. She wrote up a capstone project for her senior year, and Rashad
bachelor's
leaned
degree.
on the contents of it for his EDD.
You can't make this up. You can't make man. Oh my God.
The sad part is that her work is better than his.
And she's undergrad, and he's supposed to be getting an EDD. Nina, since when do we get to just blatantly lie about this stuff? And then he's a public figure, people. He's a public figure. This kind of goes with the territory of researching and,
but it gets
criticizing the things that he's doing when it's deceptive. It's blatant deception.
It gets worse.
Oh my God.
His method was a interview of a legislator, a person, one of the people that were involved in the voting. That was his method. His conclusion was the reason why America's College Promise Act didn't pass was that Republicans didn't like it. Essentially, his conclusion was that the Democrats were not able to get enough support from the Republicans to pass the act. No shit, Sherlock. That's why all bills fail. It's because you can't generate any interest amongst the other party. So
and that's it. That's the whole excuse. All the things it comes down to just that.
Obviously, he's not going to write it like that. When you read it, you think, so he's complaining that the Republicans didn't like the bill, and so they voted it down. But we already knew that. His paper was basically Like Jansen's work sprinkled with his complaints about it failing, and then the questions that he asked this state representative, and the conclusion was that they just were not able to generate enough support for it, and that's why it failed.
And that's it. That
was it. But
no thought-provoking, nothing at all. You learned nothing.
I'm not even doing justice to how idiotic it was. He was getting demographic data from Marxist blogs. A lot of the citations that he claimed, such and such, like he claimed in one of the citations that it showed that women were, the demographics of women in higher education. You go to the actual link, nothing is like that said in there. So what he did was he typed in some keywords into Google, out comes his long list of, hits, and he just copied and pasted them into, that was his bibliography.
Wouldn't we call that plagiarism? I mean, no, can we just call that plagiarism?
It's just, well, not because it's references, but it's just worthless. It's like, I want primary sources. I want some real effort. Oh, gonna have that effort word. That's bad. So, any rate, and it is, there's no way. In fact, I told, and I've done deep dives on this dissertation. I have 3 videos on it where I read it. And my response is, I would have told Rashad, and I'm being serious here. I would have told Rashad that you are not cut out for graduate school. Absolutely. You're just not cut out for this. Nothing that you have shown me in this dissertation indicates that you can do research at all.
Right.
But they gave him the EDD. And Chike Ukua is on his show all the time. They're buddies. They go to Egypt together on trips. And Chike Ukua is a black supremacist. He's really into the Egyptians were all black, and therefore, we take credit for all these inventions and stuff. And by the way, he looks half white to me. I mean, I think my friend has found that his mother was actually white, but I
Wow.
don't know if I can confirm that, but he's very light skinned. I mean, he looks from Disney, he looks like he's white, but you know, at any rate, that is Rashad Richey's EDD that he claims from Clark Atlanta University. In my opinion, he got into Clark Atlanta through fraudulent means. I want to see which which degrees he claimed to get in to that college. And the EDD is absolutely worthless.
This is madness. And then on top of that, so I saw a question where I think Skeeter asked, did he even get a high school diploma?
I don't think
I mean, if
so.
he's
I
faked
don't
all
think
his degrees, did he even finish
Yeah,
high school?
I don't think that he has a high school diploma, but remember one thing, Ecole American University has a program. I forget the name of it, but Rashad on his LinkedIn claims that he got in through this program, and this program does not require a high school diploma.
Oh, how it
In
doesn't?
fact, in the FAQ, they said, well, no, you really don't need a high school diploma to get this. They're wanting money. They don't care. If you've got the money, they'll sell you the degree. So
What do you think his highest level education is?
Well, maybe he did get his Bachelor of Arts degree at Beulah Heights, and maybe how he got in, I don't know. But then again,
Right.
maybe he does have a high school diploma. I just don't see, and he never talks about high school. You know,
So
I mean,
he's never mentioned what high school he attended.
no, I mean, keep in mind, he's a convicted felon at like 17 or 18 years old. So did he finish high school?
I mean, that's what I'm curious to know now. Did he even finish high school? Because all these
Yeah,
fake
I don't
degrees,
know.
you
And
know, he went from 2 PhDs back down to a bachelor's, up to a master's, to an EDD. I mean, it's madness is all over the place, and it seems like it's designed to be that confusing to keep you going in circles so that you don't really get down to the bottom of it. But that was a good question. I mean, does he even have a high
yeah,
school,
I
a
don't know.
legitimate high
I've
school
often
diploma?
asked myself that. Well,
Yeah.
we have a question here. Which is worse, Richie's EDD doctoral dissertation or Umar's PhD dissertation?
Good question, writer. Shout out to you.
Richie makes Umar's dissertation look like Newton's Principia. Richie's is far worse. However, Umar's is pretty bad. Neither of them deserve to get their degrees from it. Neither of them deserve it. And I have done deep dives on both. You know that. Where I read Umar's dissertation out to my audience, and Richie's,
I covered your videos on it.
Richie's is far worse.
I'm scared to even read it.
And Umar, at least he masks it and makes it look like he's got some brains, right? I mean, when you read it on the surface, it looks like what a dissertation would look like. You don't really notice the problems till you start to read it. With Richie's, you open it like, oh God, you know,
especially if it sounds like, you know, a whole lot of right wing talking points like that. I mean, has he ever read it? Because how could he possibly?
Well, okay, want to make sure that we're talking about the right one. Schofield is the one where I don't think he read it, and that was probably written by Kenny Rhodes. The EDD, I guess he wrote it.
Well, he's from the undergrad. From the other undergrad.
No, I didn't write that.
But I mean, if it was a lot more of the, you know, similarities from the undergrad, you know, thesis, you're talking about apples and oranges here. How do you use something from undergrad to help write your dissertation for an EDD? Why would you go that low? Why would you just find something equal level here? If you're gonna do something like that, this is just, my mind is blown. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight, because my brain is just like processing all this, and I never knew this.
It gets worse. It gets crazier. You know, keep in mind, about the time that he claimed his 2 fake PhDs, he became the department chair of adult learning at Beulah Heights. He doesn't have a legitimate degree at that point.
But
he's just in Beulah Heights, becomes the department chair of adult learning. How do you do
And he would
that?
need exactly with no degree. You need a degree for that position.
Yeah. But yeah. So here's the issue.
My God.
There's this. So what is it about the California FCE? What I think is happening is Rashad contacts, he doesn't go to the actual fake diploma mill. He contacts
Okay.
California University FCE and says, I want a degree in physics. The California University FCE says, no problem. You send us the money and you send us the work that you're claiming. Then we'll send it over to the university and they'll give us a degree. And then all of a sudden, Rashad gets an email. Here's your certificate. Here's your diploma. And I have a feeling the university doesn't even get anything because we're going to venture into the land of the Juris doctorate and it's going to get crazy.
Now that's
Because
the part I really want to hear about here, because this Juris doctorate degree is just as dangerous as proclaiming to have a medical degree, because you're talking about practicing,
I mean,
in that
keep in
field.
mind, he's trying to sell a quack device for curing Alzheimer's. So be careful about the
You
Juris
can't
doctorate
make
is
this
worth.
up.
I should back up. He's
Okay.
claims to have patented one. I have a feeling he's going to try to sell it here pretty soon. But no, his quack stuff in Alzheimer's is probably the most dangerous thing he does. The craziest stuff he does is probably in the physics realm, but his Juris doctorate stories is crazy. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear that one.
He badly wants to be a lawyer, and so his own lawyer is named Erica Wilson. She's a dingbat. Oh my God. She's the one that threatened to sue me in my comment section of one of my videos. Right? So he wants to be a lawyer. Essentially, okay, so let me explain his main weakness. He loves accolades. So when he claims a fake degree, people come and say, way to go, Rashad. Man, you are the Renaissance man. And he loves that. And so he's always he creates fake degrees because he wants people to say great things about him. And if they don't, he'll create a fake journal and write up a story about himself and publish it. He's done that many times. And that's wilder than anything we've ever talked about. But okay. So let's talk about his Juris doctorate. He wants to be a lawyer because lawyers are distinguished, and it works well with his YouTube channel, right? The Indisputable, because he's talking about crime and stuff.
Right.
Okay, so he enrolls in this university, Atlanta's John Marshall Law School. He wants to be a lawyer. The trouble is, they want him to actually go to classes, and he doesn't. So after one semester, they throw him out. They reinstate him for a short period of time. Basically, probably to look, I'm going to do better. I'm going to show up. But then before the end of the next semester, they throw him out again. So he doesn't last really a full semester. But that doesn't stop him from claiming the Juris doctorate from John Marshall's law school in Atlanta. And in fact, if you go to Morris Brown University, he's on the faculty there. I don't think he teaches any courses. And if you look up the biography, he claims a Juris doctorate from Atlanta's John Marshall Law School, but they kicked him out. In fact, I have a video where they actually praised him because he was a new student. He's a great dude. He's so smart. And then like 3 months later, they throw him out.
You can't me.
But he's got a problem. He still wants a Juris doctorate. So he enrolls in Atlanta's the Birmingham School of Law. Okay. And on Twitter, he's talking about he's going to get his he's close to finishing up. This was like in August of like 2021 or 2022. He's close to finishing up. He's only got one more month to go. And then months go by and nobody hears any more about it. Well, you were supposed to take your exams. How'd that go, Rashad? Nothing. The next thing we know is in LinkedIn, he's claiming that he transferred all of his credits to the University of the Renaissance. It's actually French. It's Université de la Renaissance or something like that. Okay. Well,
What?
I started looking. What hell is this university? So I found two of them, one in Colombia and one in Peru. But the one in Colombia is purely a business school, and it has no graduate programs. And the other one in Peru is in person only. They have no.
Right.
So you have to move to Peru, right? And then
God.
finally somebody told me, and I think it was Chris Harding, who's brilliant. Chris, I think, knows more than I do about Rashad. I kind of sometimes wonder if he doesn't if he's not employed by Rashad at some point. I'm thinking, how do you know all this stuff? And Chris comes in, he says, those are not the universities. It's Université de la Renaissance de Haiti. In Port-au-Prince, there is this decrepit, bottom of the barrel, struggling university. It's in Haiti.
How is he finding these universities to sit here and claim?
How is he finding them? Guess which university is listed by the California University FCE?
Yeah,
it's one of those. But it's crazier. He doesn't have to look up University de la Renaissance, because if you get a degree from Euro-American, you also get a degree from University de la Renaissance. They have a dual degree program where if you get our degree from here, we'll notify this other university and they will award you a degree.
That is madness. This is the biggest.
It should be in there somewhere, but I think it's in the smaller print. Okay. Everybody.
My mind is blown.
Everybody, I want to tell you something. And I know a lot of people out there think Johnnie Walker Dredd is a liar. He makes up all this stuff. But think about this. And by the way, he hid the name of it until I exposed it. Then all of a sudden on LinkedIn, he puts D Haiti on there. So he's now admitting that he got his Juris doctorate from a Haitian university. But here's the problem, everybody. Let's think about this. Haiti is a French colony. Right. Its legal system is modeled on the French system. Even if you had a legitimate degree from there, what possible good would that be in the United States?
None.
Zero.
None.
The other thing is, all of the instructions in French. If you go to their website, all of the university, all of the text and everything is in French. And how many law professors do they have? One.
You gotta stop it. Wait.
And if that doesn't,
this is supposed to be a law school with one teacher.
Well, yeah. But and keep in mind, he's only teaching like undergraduate law programs, right? So they're not claiming a Juris doctorate there. And unfortunately for Rashad, there's a database that you can click in to look at all the former graduates. He's not listed.
Of course he isn't listed. The buffoon didn't get a Juris doctorate.
That's why I think that the California University FCE doesn't notify these universities. They just collect the money and then issue the actual degree. And so I don't think that the University of the Renaissance even knows who Rashad Richey is.
Of course, I highly doubt it. There's no way he went to Haiti to go to school for any length of time whatsoever. When he got kicked out of John Marshall.
I don't see any evidence of them having a legitimate online program. You're not going to go to Port-au-Prince for anything. That's a dangerous place to be. Yeah. And it's crazy because the school, the road that goes up to the university, I took a picture of it. It's got cars on blocks and stuff. It's third world. So it's a dangerous looking place. You would never want to go to that university.
I highly doubt he would even want to.
If you live in Haiti, that's the best you can do. Right. And I feel bad for them because it's not their fault. Right. Well, it's some of their fault. I mean, in some ways, you vote well, they actually didn't vote for these guys like Baby Doc and Papa Doc in, but you know, I mean, you know, you have to bear some responsibility, but for the most part, they didn't ask for this. And right now, gangs have taken over the country, or at least Port-au-Prince, and they're just tearing the hell out of things. It's horrible. But at any rate, that's where Rashad claims his Juris doctorate. And he's saying he's preparing for the bar. No bar is going to let him sit for the exam.
Get a bar in the U.S.
From Haiti, right? So he knows that he can't pass the bar. How many courses in law has he actually completed? In my opinion, probably 0. I don't think he's completed any. He may have completed a couple here and there, but to pass the bar, no. Rashad, not a lawyer. You'll never be a lawyer. That's a pipe dream. So
unbelievable.
That's his Juris doctorate experience.
I have a question. I just, I saw, I'm trying to catch some questions here in the chat, but this was a good one here. Shout out to Black Anonymous. How you doing? How does Rashad Richey end up on the TYT network?
Well, he was keep in mind, he's kind of a known political figure in Atlanta. And so even though he didn't deserve any of it, right? We all kind of know that. So he gets picked up by WAOK as a talk show host in the Atlanta area. And for his audience, which is basically race hustling lovers, right? You know what I'm talking about. The Umar crowd.
Right.
He's popular. He's got a good voice. I mean, I'll give him that. He's got a good voice. He doesn't enunciate everything very well, but he can speak. And so at some point, I guess the Young Turks thought, hey, we could put this guy in front of a microphone, and they gave him this spot. That's as far as I know. I don't know much about how he got that. Okay, it's not a French colony. Yes. Okay, be careful with it.
Nation. Okay.
They did win independence from France way back, and in fact were the first former colony to have actually won independence from France in a famous battle where they took on, I think, Napoleon III's troops. So I would suggest that's kind of yes and no. It's a little misleading.
Okay.
It revolted against the French in the 9th century. So yeah, it was a former French colony.
Okay.
Now what he's talking about, I think, is the whole colonial thing, like in Africa stuff. Yeah, you're right. So I'll concede that point. Okay.
So it is an independent nation. Thank you, Ryder, for the correction. That's no problem.
And by the way, Jaywit says Umar's degrees have been confirmed, correct? Yes. My issue is not that. My issue is that they shouldn't have, but they did. We're stuck with it.
I mean, he's got one that we know of so far, and
his side is legit. Sorry, it is. They confirmed it.
Yeah, from PCOM, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the one. He claims like
I don't know about the others. I know nothing about his other degrees. But keep in mind, Rashad Richey can confirm the EDD that he got from Clark Atlanta. But it's like if you go out and you're racing in the Indy 500 and you stab the tires of all your competitors and win, technically you got the checkered, but
was it done the right way? So Graham is asking, did BBQ grant him his degree?
I don't know what he's talking about there. I don't know if he's just making fun using the BBQ.
Barbecue.
That I can't tell you, Graham. That joke went over.
No. Beulah. Is it the Beulah Bible?
Oh, Beulah Heights.
Beulah Heights. Is that what you're asking, Graham?
Yeah.
Or were you just saying barbecue?
The trouble is that Beulah Heights. If you go, there is a database where you can look up legitimate degrees from people, but Beulah Heights does not participate in it, and they won't respond. So, I guess his degrees from there are okay. I don't know.
So a lady said people are legally allowed to sit for the bar without going to law school. It's actually a thing. I mean, yeah, you could
Oh,
get a
I
bar
don't know about that.
license, but I've never heard of that. I'm gonna be
No,
honest.
I don't
I
think that
haven't. I've never heard of that, but I will have to look that up just to see.
I mean,
I mean,
maybe there's a
I will have to
state out
research
there.
the information because
It could be that I think it might be Washington State might allow you to sit for a bar exam, but I think you have to have a lawyer sponsor. I forget, but normally no. I mean, if you don't have a legit law degree, you can't take the bar.
okay. So I looked it up here, and here's the information because I
In
figured I'd just
certain
Google that and say
states,
it's certain states. It
primarily through
says
legal
without a
apprenticeship programs. Yeah, that's what
programs.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
legal
And I thought
apprenticeship
that
program.
Washington was the only one.
So you got
California,
California, Virginia,
Washington's one of them. Yeah. Okay.
Vermont, and Washington.
Yeah. Okay.
Apprenticeships in these states, candidates typically need to complete a certain number of hours working under the supervision of a licensed attorney or judge. This hands-on experience is crucial for preparing them for the bar exam. Some states may require candidates to have a bachelor's degree or a certain amount of formal legal education before they can qualify for the bar exam through an apprenticeship. So, I personally wouldn't if I don't if I don't have the legal knowledge, you know.
He's never going to have a law degree because
Yeah.
nobody's going to apprentice him.
Right. And he doesn't have a lot, like the fact that he doesn't have a Juris doctorate, but he's proclaiming that to me is just it enhances the deception that he's putting out. Why even, tell someone you have a Juris doctorate degree if you can't produce the degree? That's the issue. He's falsifying that information, and he's falsifying it and misleading the public. So this isn't to bash anybody, just like it's no different than Umar. It's no different than, Prince of PCP here. When you are a public figure, you're putting out, misleading, deceptive information about yourself. There's no reason to do that. Just if you don't have the degrees, you don't have it. But it's this ego and the narcissism behind it that makes them want to paint this fake, visage that it compels people to want to verify this stuff and see if it's legitimate. And when it turns out not to be, it's not to bash or hate. It's just that's it. Why lie about the things that he's lying about? He's lying about a Juris Doctorate degree. That's why. Why do that? He could still work for the Young Turks with a bachelor's degree. I don't think it would matter if he had a JD or not. But it just highlights this,
I think we know why.
narcissism.
He does it because he wants people to think that he's a real true scholar, and he loves the accolades that he gets when he makes the announcement.
Yeah. And it's the praise that comes behind it. Hey, Skeeter, shout out to you. I got your email. I actually pulled it up. It was the police reports for Rashad Richey. So I see it. I got it right here on script. So yeah, I think I'm gonna report on that because this is something else. I think it's unfortunate as well that even if he did have a criminal background and he had done the things he done, don't agitate it and make it worse by lying about all of the accolades that you proclaim to have, and then you have this whole web of lies going on between this nursery school that's somehow being purported to be some credentialing program, and then you got a list of schools that exist in other countries that no reasonable person would ever attend that school, even if they live in the country. I mean, it's just the most ridiculous scheme ever, and he could be thinking about anything else, but he'd rather perpetuate this, and it's sad. It really is, because he could be a more positive role model, but he's not. He's not.
It's not possible for him to be a positive role model.
It's just
not possible because his character is so ingrained into narcissism. The narcissism of this dude is beyond anything anybody out there has ever experienced. I mean, there may be other people in the world that are worse, but I don't think anybody in the audience here has ever met anybody that's worse than him.
This is unbelievable. Well, you
It's
know what? This says,
absolutely ludicrous. And by the way,
yeah,
just to give you an idea, well, let me give you one more thing here.
yeah, go ahead.
I did an actual Gantt chart of all of his degrees and his experiences and stuff.
Okay.
And in 2023, here's what he did. He got his master's in physics at UNEM, the diploma mill that the old ladies living at.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He got his University of the Pacific MS in neuropsychology. He then got a master's degree in cognitive psychology from the Asian Pacific School of Business. Okay. He got his Renaissance Juris doctorate.
You can't make this stuff up.
Became the department chair at the Paris Graduate School. Became a professor at Morris Brown University, and obtained his DDL, his doctorate of law, at Azteca. All that in the same year.
I know you can't. Does that make sense to you all? All of these degrees in the same year. Are we really doing this? Like, come on, Rashad Richey, you are the worst.
It's not hard if you're buying them.
You're not even trying to pretend like you've read a book pertaining to these degrees. This is unbelievable. He does not have a Juris doctorate, and he has not taken or passed any bar license. And no. I would never, after this, I'm not calling him doctor. Just like Umar, I don't call him doctor anything. Why? I'm not giving him that, because your dissertation is garbage and you didn't earn it, and you certainly don't deserve it. At least if he would have tried to put some effort into it, that would be different. But no, it just seems like another scenario where it's a lot of taking of other information from other dissertations. And it's just those who fought hard and worked hard to put themselves through school. You've got, people out there that had to pay for themselves from college, undergrad, all the way through Juris, law school to get a Juris doctorate degree, and had to do it while working a full-time job. Some do it with families. And here you have two prime examples of two clowns that put no effort into anything regarding these degrees or the dissertations or anything. And they purport themselves to have this education and knowledge. And they probably haven't even read their own dissertations, not in full, and can't even reiterate anything that is in the dissertations, or show that they have an understanding of the fields of study. And they certainly don't have licensures to even practice. Umar does not have a license to be a counselor or a therapist or anything. And neither does Rashad. He doesn't have a license to practice law. But, it's baffling that he would proclaim that he actually got a Juris doctorate from John Marshall Law School when he was kicked out.
That's pretty good. That's up there. That's up there.
Wow.
I know that we're kind of out of time. However, his venture into physics blows all this away.
We'll have to say that
blows this away
another day, because this is a tangle web he has woven for himself, and he's stuck in it, and he doesn't want people to call him out on it. Laughable. So
just to give you a little teaser, it got so wild with his physics background that a physics professor threatened to sue me if I ever brought him up again. And all I was doing was telling him, dude, you don't know who you brought on to be your keynote speaker. Because the National Society of Black Physicists got fooled by Rashad, had him do a luncheon. He was the keynote speaker for this luncheon. And I emailed the department chair and explained to him how badly he got hoodwinked. And the department chair emailed me back saying, if you ever email me again about Rashad, I'm going to file a lawsuit. And it turns out, I found out later from Chris Harding that this professor chair is his advisor at the Paris Graduate School, the diploma mill in France. Okay, so so now I'm telling you, what we have described here so far is nothing. It gets wilder.
We will have to table that because who would have thought all of this with Rashad Richey? And I want to thank you for coming on. You guys know how I operate. I pulled up information in real time and fact checked a couple things regarding the law to, taking the bar exam. So we got that, corrected, as well as Haiti is an independent nation. So, when we make mistakes, this is what we do. And to maintain integrity, we fact check it and we accept the facts.
Except,
no one's trying to attack him. So
I was right. It is a former French colony, but
yeah, it's an independent nation now. So that means, but I just want those here to understand that having integrity is important. When you have a platform, you have that responsibility and duty, to maintain that level of integrity. And we corrected any errors that we made. And I looked up the information about the bar exam. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's possible you can do it with an apprenticeship. So we just want to make sure that we put the facts out there and that the information is correct. And we always, recommend you guys to definitely research and look up the information. I've dropped some links. You guys can, after the live, you can further that research. And if you still want to support Rashad Richey, I'm not here to stop you. I just know who you're supporting and who you're putting your time and energy into, and be careful on what you learn from him. That is, what hopefully you guys can get out of this. And we have to be able to accept the truth, even when it sucks, even when it's, I can't believe that I, didn't know this or didn't support. There are a lot of people we don't know a lot of things about, but that's the process of learning. So thank you so much, Johnnie Walker Druid, for coming on and giving us the story time on Rashad Richey. We will have to do a part 2 to this to get to the physics, because I know you mentioned something along the lines of was it he's trying to get a patent? Or there was
that goes into his physics / medical program where he did clinical studies on humans, and he may have gotten himself into some really serious hot water on that one.
Absolutely.
And that was bonkers too. I think that he's trying to position himself to sell this quack medical device. But yeah, again, that would require, and I will say this following up on there. Hey, if I got something wrong, not only will I will create a video and I will post a link and I will say, here's what I messed up, but I don't think I have. I mean, I researched this stuff pretty thoroughly. Now, talking off the cuff, I might have gotten things crossed a little, maybe one university I got mixed up with another one, but let me know. I've had to pull down some of my, not very many, but I have one guy out there who does a great job of correcting me when I made a mistake. And I poured a lot of hours into videos and I had to pull them down because I got something wrong, but I do it.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And that's the integrity, that I know here in the Lady Luck Club we strive to have. And you guys see, I fact check in real time. That's how we do it. If there's a question or if there's some discrepancy or we're not clear, that's how I am in general. I will Google something in a minute. I will go online and research it and read it, just because I know it's going to bother me if I'm pondering on something and I'm like, what does this mean? Let me look it up. All this information at our fingertips. So
okay. Oh, an
Yep, I
information man
appreciate
show
you.
says, let us know if you're going to do a
Information Man
story.
Show. Thank you. What's
Yeah, I've watched
going
some of his videos. Let us know if you're going to do a story on our Rashad Richey. I don't know if that was meant for you or for me. I've done 123 videos on Rashad.
Oh yeah.
So
She
I've
was,
got
a lady was
plenty of videos
asking.
on Rashad Richey, but I think they meant that one for you.
That was for Information Man Show. Thank you so much for the super. Much respect to you, Information Man Show. Thank you so much. And shout out to you. If I can get one of the mods to drop Information Man Show's YouTube channel in the link, please do so. And anyone else that I may have missed that has a YouTube channel, I think writer Albert Lanier, are you a YouTube content creator? If I can get the links to their channels in the chat, that would be awesome. And the Informant Media is here tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. I am just elated to see you guys supporting the content here, and we definitely, want to always be factual, correct. And then if we give our commentary and opinion, I make sure I go out my way to express that. So let's give a shout out to Johnnie Walker Dread. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for coming on. And listen, email me and so we can do a part 2 to Rashad Richey on the physics stuff. Okay.
Yep, you got it.
All right.
Thanks
Have a
for
good
having me
one.
on. Appreciate
No
it.
problem. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you all so much. Listen, we got to give a birthday shout out and do the birthday song for Saint Sinner, my mod. How you doing, Saint Sinner? Happy birthday to you. I can't sing, but if I could, I would sing. But I can't sing. I want to say thank you all so much. We're going to do the birthday. Yeah, I celebrate birthdays up in here. And I love my mods. I appreciate all of them. Thank you so much. I want to give a special shout out to all those that have given supers. This is amazing. This is a blessing. It goes back to the channel and towards the content that you guys see. Listen, we're upgrading a lot. I got to flip this around. But this background is brought to us by Artiste. Artiste is one of my mods here, supporters in the LLC. Brilliant and creative. All of my backgrounds, the little thumbnails, the avatars, anything that I have, regarding the channel was designed by Artiste. Okay. Artiste takes all the credit and I just allow her creative juices to flow, and she produces some of the most innovative background pieces. So this is my fault. I have to flip this around and reload it back up because I didn't know it was going to post up backwards. So I want to give a shout out to the supers. Thank you so much, Graham, for the $5 super. And then Graham again with the $2 super. And then Graham again with another $5 super. You are awesome. Thank you. Let's see. I don't want to miss anything. And then Graham again with the $2 super. That is absolutely amazing. And I wanted to make sure I highlighted your comment. Daryl Brooks was a way better lawyer than Erica Wilson. And then I wanted to make sure I got your comment, your question in Black Anonymous. So we got that in. I tried my best not to miss some of the questions that you guys wanted to ask. And then there's another $2 super from Graham again. Thank you. Information Man Show. Shout out to you. Much love and respect to you as well, sir. $4 super from you. Thank you so much. Skeeter. Richie's a fraud. $5 super. Thank you. Another $5 super from Skeeter. You met your quota for the $25. Yes, thank you all so much. We have a live stream every live. We have a $25 goal. Sometimes we meet it, sometimes we don't, sometimes we exceed it. And either way, it's a blessing. And it goes back towards the expenses for the channel. And I cannot tell you how grateful and appreciative I am for it. And I want to make sure Jay Witt, also my brother in Christ, you stay here, Jay Witt, Deacon. Yeah, Deacon got church tomorrow. If he's still here, shout out to Jay Witt, another mod here. And my brother in Christ, he also has a fantastic channel. Great content creators in here. Yeah, this is my official channel on YouTube. Okay. So if I can get the links dropped for Jay Witt, for Information Man Show, The informant, media writer Albert Lanier. I want to make sure. Oh, and Manny, our chief receipts officer. How you doing, honey? I want to make sure I got everyone in here. Shout out to all of you all for engaging in the chat as well. I appreciate your questions and everything. Listen, we won't always agree on everything here. I'm learning about Rashad Richey, so this is all new for me. But as you all can see, I have no problem pulling up, documentation and just reading the facts and the information as we go along. And I try my best to do that whenever I have, any guest up. Manny's been up here a couple times. We've had Brother Malik. We've had, Johnnie Walker Dread. We've had Lene Stacks. And anytime anyone, needs to clarify or rectify information, we do it in real time here. And I will pull up the information and drop the link. So let me drop this link to the Google search regarding the bar exam. So you guys can just, like I said, opportunity for you all to read and learn as well. I already dropped the link for the CUFCE org affiliation institutions that, y'all, this is so just, this screams hood. It's so ghetto. Rashad is a fraud. Who is Daryl Brooks? Daryl Brooks is the man that ran over in it was a parade, Christmas parade, and he drove an SUV through that, and he took the lives of, I think, 3 or 4 people, including a child. And he goes to court, and he goes full soft sit mode. Even tried to tell the jury to reject the law and find him not guilty because he's a sovereign citizen. You can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up. So I just thank you, Redemption. So how you doing? I will have to do a video on him. Yes. Oh yeah. Rashad Richey is, and even if he's very eloquent in the way he delivers information, he's there, he got on a sharp suit and tie and all these things. I just can't imagine why would he feel like he needs to make up anything regarding a degree. That stuff can be verified, you all. So, shout out to you guys so much for tuning in. Let's see. Thank you, Saint. We got the information, man. So make sure you guys check out his content, his channel. Great content there. I do try my best to catch you live or, even the replay or catch it once. Because I work during the day. So, and I will definitely leave a comment, give thumbs up to support you all. I appreciate it. Saint's got a birthday. We got to play the birthday song. Want to make sure I got Jay Witt, this podcast up. We got Jay the Informant. Y'all, it's Saint Sinner's birthday. Y'all show my mom some love on her birthday. Saint, where them fans at? Where them fans at? We got Black Anonymous has a YouTube channel as well. Let's not forget about Black Anonymous. And of course, Manny's got a channel as well. I know you're not a content creator, but because you're our chief receipts officer, we want to make sure we show you some love. Let's see, we want to make sure we got everybody in. Whoa! There's writer Albert Lanier. And there's the link I pulled up. And I just did a quick Google search if you could get take the bar without a law degree. So that's how I Googled it. See, we can talk about other things. Exactly. For those who say you can't talk about Tiffany Henry, you have nothing. A whole channel before I started talking about Tiffany. It is like this is why I thank God for blessing this channel to move forward and to go out and to branch into other topics. You guys see, I have a myriad of content, whether it gets 100 views or 1,000 views. I keep it diverse for a reason. So what I appreciate the most is that, you guys go and you will watch the content regardless of the topic. and that just warms my heart, and it just, it's reassuring. And I try to come factually, based on the videos that I do. Even if I'm doing a reaction, I'll pull up information and show you all, and let you all see. So I have a video I'm going to upload on, before you file an FBI complaint. I have a federal law that I wanted to show. So that video is going to be uploading as well. And yes, we can talk about the things. I love, learning and researching information regarding the law, but I can talk about anything. So yes, we can. We can definitely talk about anything outside of the state of Illinois. Ah, I just laugh when I hear that. It's like, yeah, okay. I came into Dalton with 20,000 supporters, but whatever. It's certain things you just can't entertain. It's, it is what it is. Oh, that's funny. I'm okay. Oh, yeah, parade. Yeah, it was a parade. It was like was it Waukesha? What's it called? The Waukesha parade? Is that lawful law? What do you mean, Graham? Yeah, Darrell Brooks is a murderer. Yeah, he's gonna be in prison for the rest of his life. But he expected the jury to just let him off because I'm not under the rule of this law. I'm a sovereign citizen. Oh, okay. You still going to prison? you took the lives of 4 or 5 people, one of them being a child. What are you talking about? You going to prison? He gave the judge such a hard time. Never paid attention to Richey prior to this. He makes Umar look like an utter amateur in terms of image and con artistry. Exactly. This whole elaborate plan and scheme with the California University foreign credential evaluation. This is so ridiculous. And you would think if you can come up with some elaborate scheme or anything to be this deceptive, why not come up with a plan to do something that's legitimate where you don't have to lie to people? Y'all, lying makes money. It's so ghetto. Exactly. All right. You ready for the birthday song? Are you ready, Saint? Are you ready, Saint? I said, Saint, are you ready? We're going to get to it. I'm going to make sure I slow it down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Good child. Yo, we got to give Saint the birthday song. All right. This is for you, Saint. Happy birthday to you. I want to make sure you all can see and hear it. So put a 1 in the chat if you can.
Show me the altos. Happy
Let me you Saint. Happy birthday, Frank! Hey! Happy birthday, Hey! That's it. That's the end of it. It just literally cuts off right there. Saint. Happy birthday to you. We love you here in the LLC. Hope you enjoyed your day and have an even better evening. We all need to listen. That is our birthday song up in here. It's such a good song. Such a good song. I wanted to play the other song. It's another birthday song I typically play, but I'm not in the mood to sit here and dispute copyright content claim with YouTube. I'm just not in the mood. So this one always, goes through and is all right. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Happy birthday to you, Saint Sinner. Thank you for being a fantastic mod, for the support here in the LLC. Shout out to you. And we love you here, honey. And enjoy your birthday. I want you all to enjoy your evening. Hit the like button on the way out. And I'll just end it off on the birthday song again because, you know, it's such a good song. So we're going to play it over. Y'all have a good evening. Hit the like button on the way out.
Show me the altos. Happy